and welcome back everyone. I hope you guys had a great day so far. So today I just feel in the mood to share with you guys my top 10 products in skincare that I have repurchased in the past many times. I'm very familiar with them, so I can give you guys somewhat of a review on every single one, as well as products that I will repurchase. Products that I have been using, that I've been loving. So as always, I hope you guys are interested, and if you are, let's just jump into it. I think a great skincare routine always starts with a great cleanser. I think a lot of you can absolutely agree with me, but I think especially with cleansers, they need to be on the mild side. And I'm not talking about soapy cleansers, soap bars, anything that's going to lather like crazy, something that you just want to use on your body in the shower. I'm talking about very mild cleansers like oils, balms, creams, something that's not going to strip your skin off its natural oils, make it feel tight and uncomfortable, and essentially is going to aggravate and irritate your skin. So one of my most repurchased cleansers had been the L'Oreal cleansing oil. It is a very simply formulated cleansing oil that has a mineral oil basis to it. It is very moisturizing. It doesn't strip or clog pores, as a lot of people like to believe. It's not true about mineral oil at all. So what I like to do with this one is to take, I don't know, 5 or 6 squirts, dependent on how much makeup I have, obviously, and then massage it into my skin for a while to make sure that everything is melted off thoroughly, and then use just a little bit of water, and then again massage a little bit more to make sure that the emulsion that this is going to turn into is going to take off my makeup. So the emulsion is this like milky, liquidy texture, which a lot of cleansing oils turn into to make sure that everything gets off. I can absolutely recommend it for any skin type. I've been using it in the morning too to take off, you know, the pillow grime or everything like sweat and stuff like that that we all have on our faces in the morning. In a nutshell, I can absolutely and wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone. You guys just need to check it out yourself. So I personally have this little system, I'd say, of 4 skincare anti-aging pillars, so to speak, like 4 skincare categories. My entire skincare routine, to be honest, is definitely laid out for anti-aging, prevention, and just a general care for my skin type, which at the moment is normal to combination, by the way. I usually have insanely dry skin most of the year, however, but these 4 pillars have been integrated into my personal skincare routine for years. They are scientifically proven. There is a lot of research behind every single one. So the first that I always have to mention, and I seriously feel like a walking and talking advertisement when it comes to the good old SPF, that unfortunately not a lot of people on YouTube and just bloggers seem to talk about. A good sun protection is the only anti-ager that you can implement in your daily skincare routine. This is the only protection we all have against the super harmful UV rays, the ones that are aging our skin on a daily basis very gradually. I cannot even leave the house anymore without applying plenty of SPF on my face or everything that's going to be exposed. This has become my favorite for sure. It is the Buin Allergy face cream. It starts out rather rich and pasty, a little bit gloopy even, but if you just let it sit on your skin for about 5-6 minutes, something like that, it dries down and penetrates the skin very nicely. Everything that's going to be applied on top, like makeup, this is my last step in my skincare routine, by the way, just looks awesome. It never interferes with any foundation I have in my collection at the moment. It looks just awesome, to be honest. It has a super high PPD value, so a very great UVA coverage of 47. I personally never stumbled upon a higher UVA coverage SPF. If you have combination to normal to very dry skin, this is something for you. My second and pretty much as equally important part in my anti-aging pillars is to implement a retinol product. This one is the Paula's Choice Clinical 1% Retinol Treatment. I'm sure you guys were already kind of waiting for it because I always seem to mention Paula's Choice products, but I love them. They are perfectly formulated, they have awesome ingredients, they're not irritating, she does not use all kinds of crap that has no scientific background to it, which is what I'm always after. Started to use them because I was noticing fine lines on my forehead to pop up, and I was starting to worry because I was just in my early 20s, and obviously I did not want to develop premature wrinkles too soon. Retinols belong to one of the best preventative measures you can treat your skin to, especially if you use them long term. You gotta stick to using retinols if you want to see some impressive results. My experience with retinols in my skin is that it has improved my skin insanely. I remember, I never had blemish prone or even acne prone skin whatsoever. I was kind of lucky in that respect, but I always had relatively rough feeling skin. It never looked very even. After using retinols for years, I'm not talking about weeks or months, I started to notice that my skin feels so much softer. It looks like finer in texture, so to speak. So my pores don't look as big anymore. Just my skin is looking more flawless. I don't have the fine lines on my forehead anymore too. They are completely vanished. And this is the reason why I'm still sticking to using retinols, to make sure that fine lines don't come back or even try to form on my face. I like the flawless look on skin, and this is what I'm trying to keep for as long as possible. If you never have used retinols before and you really want to, please start with very, very low percentages. Retinol is just a very potent ingredient that you do not want to play around with and just plunge into the super high strength and see your face scaling off, having insanely red, peely skin. It's just not worth it, and it's going to irritate your skin more and do more harm to it than you would expect it to do good. So please keep that in mind. It's a very potent thing that you do not want to underestimate. Moving on to my third anti-aging pillar. This is again a product that I have been using for many, many years. I have a lot of experience with it, and this is one of the reasons why I can use it in higher percentages, higher strength essentially. It is the Paula's Choice Resist Weekly Resurfacing Treatment with 10% AHA. In this case, it is glycolic acid. So AHAs, as my third pillar, are a huge and very, very important part of my skincare routine. They have been in my skincare routine for, I'd say again, 5 or 6 years or something like that. So ever since I started using AHAs, my skin improved a hell of a lot. I mean, my skin looks, again, very fine in texture. My pores doesn't show off as much. When I have my blemish prone phases, I use AHAs on a regular basis. With this one, I was using it for, I'd say, around 3 to 4 times a week. The pesky marks that blemishes left behind were fading away much faster. I seriously cannot imagine myself not using some kind of glycolic acid treatment in my skincare routine. They're just one of these super reliable products. For all of you guys who have chronically dry skin, like I have most of the year, AHAs have also humectant properties, especially after you use them for a longer amount of time. They act as a humectant in your skincare routine too, so this is always a plus. But again, please guys, do your own research and do not jump into the 10% strength right away. Start very slow and then work your way up, just to make sure that your skin is not getting irritated. Last but not least, my fourth anti-aging pillar has been, and most likely always will be, a vitamin C product. In this case, I'm specifically referring to a Ferulic acid concoction, a serum, lotion, potion, whatever format you prefer. This is the timeless 20% Ferulic acid serum, so it is a liquid. just bloody love it because it penetrates the skin so fast, so much so that I can apply SPF right afterwards. This is why I like about fluidy consistencies in the first place. But I've been using some kind of vitamin C product for many years because as far as I can remember, I never liked the freckles that I had around my nose and on top of my cheekbones. I just always wanted to get rid of them. Higher percentages of vitamin C are proven to lighten skin to some extent. Mind you, I had to use this one for many years to get rid and completely lighten my freckles. I do not have them on my face anymore at all. You cannot see them, which I'm very happy about, but you're not going to get results straight away. With vitamin C, you have to stick to it, again, as with many other skincare products. But what I just adore about using a CE ferulic acid serum in the first place is because it is scientifically proven for it to boost the effectiveness and longevity of your dedicated SPF, which is always a plus in my book. If you ask me, I'm always looking to protect my skin. And I have to say that I noticed after using this one for such a long time that every time I apply it and let it sink in a little bit, my skin just starts to pull tight just a teeny tiny bit. Nothing too much or just uncomfortable feeling. My skin just looks smoother and more flawless. My pores don't show as much anymore. And yeah. So all in all, vitamin C is a very vital part of my skincare routine that I do not want to miss. All right, let's talk a little bit about the good old classic pure jojoba oil. This is indeed pretty much my favorite facial oil that I usually go back to. I have a ton of different ones like sweet almond oil, rosehip oil, coconut oil, but jojoba oil seems to be somewhat different, at least on my skin. It's maybe down to it being closest to our sebum structure. Whenever I use this one, and I like to use this one a lot just on its own without any serums and stuff like that before, I just use this as my sole moisturizer and then go to bed. And the next day, my skin has not formed any new blemishes. It still feels rather moisturized, so I do still have some residue of this oil left behind. And I just love how this one makes my skin feel. Onto a product where I'm rather sure that a lot of you guys that have problems with dry, flaky skin, essentially retinol skin, you will absolutely love this one. This is the Hada-Labo Gokujyun Super Hyaluronic Acid Lotion. So I've been using this ever since I started a new retinol cycle. This time my skin was reacting a little bit more flaky and more inflamed, so I needed to cut back on it, but still I had really flaky skin left. And this is where this amazing product comes into play, because basically for the entire time of me having flaky skin, I was solely using this combined with my jojoba oil, and I was golden. I honestly have no clue how I've been living without this product for such a long time, especially considering that I have extremely dry skin for most of the year. This is not a lotion, I guess in at least Western terms. It's a very liquidy gel. Compared to most hyaluronic acid treatments I have tried in the past, this one is way more liquidy. It's not super like gel, thick, pasty like. So again, it sinks into skin very fast, and I can proceed with my other skincare. I just love it. It is one of these products that I will repurchase, although there is a lot of it left in here. I can highly recommend it. This is just a staple, a very simply formulated moisturizer, a product that just gets the job done, doesn't irritate me, doesn't break me out. I love it, and I always repurchase it as soon as I run out. I'm talking about the Seba Med Cream with 2% vitamin E. Yes, it does come in a tub. I really don't like that about it, but as far as I know, vitamin E is not air and light sensitive, so it's actually alright. But of course, thinking about hygiene, it's definitely not ideal, and I would decanter it. It never ever has broken me out. This is usually the cream that I like to use whenever I know, okay, I'm going to have this spotty face and I just need something very simple where I 100% know it's not going to aggravate or further break out my skin. This is what I usually use. Sometimes when this is not hydrating enough, I again add some good old jojoba oil. It's just one of these products that I constantly keep repurchasing. It's super affordable being drugstore, and yeah. The last product in my top 10 most repurchased skincare products is a little bit special because really it seems to be the only product that can get rid of my acne. I used to have it every once in a while when I have really stressful weeks. I tend to get acne, and sometimes I do get it on my décolletage too, and nothing seems to help. So I just ordered the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA lotion, which this one has salicylic acid as its main ingredient. And I wasn't expecting much, to be honest, because by that point, I was using everything to just get rid of my acne. So I used it every single day pretty much for about a month. And I was so shocked the day I went to do the shower and my back was completely cleared. And I was just so relieved and happy to have finally found something to clear up my acne, as well as some blemishes on my décolletage. And ever since, I've been repurchasing it whenever, I know I'm going to have a lot of stressful months or weeks ahead and I get my acne. This is usually what I have with me, and it helps every single time. So if you guys struggle with acne or even face acne, this is actually meant to be for the face, but I don't care. You can, of course, try this one out. And so far, I'm just super happy. I can highly recommend it if you guys have not found anything to clear your acne. And yeah. Alright, so these were my top 10 most repurchased skincare products. If you guys have any that you see yourself repurchasing all over again just because they work or for whatever reason, please leave them down below in the comments. I would love to read them, as I'm personally always on the hunt for the next best thing. And yeah, as always, I love you guys for watching. I wish you guys a beautiful day, and until we meet again. Let's get together.